everyone does, we want to get back into stadiums, from a love of the game point of view. I think from a financial point of view, for some of the lower league clubs, we're talking about non-league clubs as well as the Premier League clubs. The importance of fans going into stadiums is huge. And the only way to do that, without a vaccine or any type of cure right now, the only way to do that is to constantly, if you have any symptoms whatsoever, to be getting tested regularly. And obviously following all the regular health habits that we've all been going through, which is washing your hands, social distancing, wearing masks, and so on, because it's all we have right now in terms of the ability to get back to some form of normality. So I can't stress enough the importance of that. I think the players and the teams that were in that relegation fight suffered more than anybody. During those moments, those kind of lesser teams within the league, the only advantage that they have at times is that kind of fight, that grit, that determination. And you don't get me wrong, you have that as players, but you don't half kind of get a lot more from your home fans as well. And I've gone into those stadiums where teams are fighting relegation battles, and it's a different atmosphere. And what I was seeing, unfortunately, it wasn't a level playing field. Certain teams had gone to rivals' grounds where they had a packed stadium earlier on in the season, and when it was their turn to kind of play at home in front of their home fans and have that added advantage, it was taken away. But in my opinion, I was very thankful that the league finished. I think it was the right thing to do. But there is no doubt that we desperately need our fans, back in stadiums. And, like I said before, the whole kind of like test and trace campaign, to get people back into some form of normality within their lives, is huge. No doubt that we desperately need our fans, back in stadiums. And, like I said before, the whole kind of like test and trace campaign, to get people back into some form of normality within their lives, is huge.
How much do you expect, and I appreciate you don't have a crystal ball, how much do we expect things to change for supporters, I suppose, when they are able to go back? That sort of weird world, if you like, that we all live in every day around a supermarket.
Yeah.
But now, hand washing and everything else that comes into being at a football ground suddenly is there's many layers to that.
There is, but I think if you kind of look at the way that we've already adapted in our own lives, it is something I think that everybody knows they will take seriously. I think the clubs themselves will. I've been within the stadium, and I've seen how they've managed. I suppose people coming into the stadiums, the strict nature to wearing masks and testing, and constantly taking temperatures at every different section that you hit. And for the fans going into stadiums, this is something I think they'll adapt to pretty quickly. I think we have to remember, yes, football fans are, I always looked at them as like crazy football fans towards because they just like releasing that energy at that every weekend when they go and support their team. But they're also normal people. They're teachers, they're doctors, they are, their parents, and so on and so forth. So they are already living this life within their own world. So going into a stadium, not only would it give people, I think, a lift initially to just walk into a stadium and see a patch of grass and a game of football, but they will fully understand that if it is to happen, it's going to be done very slowly, and the numbers are going to be small. And I think gradually, if we can stick to all of the things that I'm trying to stress here, with regards to the health and hygiene habits, the testing, if you have any symptoms whatsoever, that's how you keep knocking the ball forward. The minute people start ignoring those guidelines and thinking, I've just got a bit of a cold, I've got a bit of a cough, I can still go. That's when it all falls apart again. And, that's why if we want to get back to any form of normality, it's really important that, we do that. Because I'm desperate to see fans in stadiums again, really am. Your performances or not, but, from a performance perspective, we as pros, we don't get me wrong, we train week in, week out, and we are designed to kind of go out there and perform no matter what. Have I played in games where fans are giving me a lift when I've been really tired or not feeling great, and you just hear that roar from the crowd? Yeah, 100%. And, I think right now, even a 30% kind of full stadium, but will be a huge difference to the players.